It is May 13th, 2024. It is 7:49 a.m. The weekend was exhausting. It's so exhausting. Friday, as you know, I took a day off to take my aunt and her granddaughter out and about. So we went to the CN Tower. That was fun. And after that, on Saturday, we ended up going to Niagara Falls and Niagara on the Lake. Because this is my niece's first time in Canada, so we went to did all the tourist thing. I love doing tourist stuff because it's so much fun. Because this is the way you discover your own city, right? So, or even country or your province or whatever. I love playing tourist. So I act like a tourist. So I love it. It's great. So we ended up going into on Saturday. We ended up going to Niagara Falls, as I said, and Niagara on the Lake. We ended up doing the behind the falls walk. You go to an elevator down to literally the same level as the Niagara River from the Canadian side, and you can walk around behind the the falls itself, and you can go to the observation area for the falls. It's a very cool thing to do. It's one of my favorite things to done. The last time I've done this walk was was probably in high school or just before I went to high school. I was very young, and it was the most weirdest thing I've ever seen because you go behind the falls and you don't know how strong and how powerful Niagara Falls is until you're literally at the same level as the river, at the bottom river. And when you get there, you see this gush of like the water, the wind, the noise is just deafening. It's just so cool to see and experience. And yeah, it's so much fun. I really enjoy that. And it's kind of funny though, because the wifey told me she never done that particular walk behind the falls, and also she hasn't done the Maid of the Mist. So I promised her that okay, summer hits, we're gonna go do the tourist thing, head back to Niagara Falls, and do the Maid of the Mist voyage. It's literally a boat that rides to the bottom of the falls, stay there so you can feel the mist and ride back. It's a pretty cool trip. If you ever watch The Office, Pam and Jim got married in the American side of the Maid of the Mist, and they had it there. So it's pretty cool. If you're big Office fans, you can definitely nerd out pretty easily. They did the American side. So if you actually go to Niagara Falls, you actually see the Canadian side uses red ponchos and the American uses blue ponchos, so you know which one is which. So they do take turns; they don't overlap at all. So it's pretty neat. It goes to the U.S. side, and after that, then it goes to the Canadian side and back to the dock itself. So it's a pretty real round trip. You do have to buy your tickets in advance. The lineup does get long, so go there early morning because if you go there during the afternoon, it gets very busy. The day that we went, yeah, on Saturday, it was a high of 17 degrees. If you, but here's the thing though, it felt cold, but as soon as the sun hits you, it's actually felt a lot warmer. Sorry, I got Robbie, my vacuum cleaner, is vacuuming right now. It's on its way to the office, but no, it's pretty neat that it gives you that opportunity to yeah, it's nice to be honest. Again, I was saying that it's just nice to do tourist things and experience it. I gotta do more tourist stuff because especially my own neighborhood. I like yeah, I was gonna say, oh, one more thing too, because we parked at the Falls View Casino. We do have to walk down to the falls itself. So it's a very steep hill. So when we got down to the falls, we did the falls, and we were about to leave. I ended up walking up the hill, and by the time I got up the hill, I was so tired. I ended up just like, oh, this is crazy. So I drove down to pick them up. We went to Niagara on the Lake for afternoon tea at Prince of Wales hotel. It's a very cool experience to have afternoon tea in Prince of Wales because they give you a lot of food and the tea is amazing. So yeah, well, Rob is on his way. I forgot that he's running, so we'll get back to you and continue the story later on. It is 3:46 p.m. and I just got back from the outside and it's wonderful. It is warm. Warm enough that I was wearing a t-shirt, shorts, and my sandals. My so my Berkeys. It was nice. It was cloudy, overcast, but it was not hot or cold. It was just perfect 22 degrees outside. Yeah, so it's kind of weird today. We have a package that needs to go out, like not packages in like like an RFP response this Friday. But we just did the site walk last week, a mandatory site walk, and it's kind of funny. They're asking us to do all this work a week before the submission, and the site walks week before. I did ask for an extension. I'm not sure it got sent out because it's not my job to send it out. It's the sales guy, so we'll find out if it gets sent out or not. Right now, I haven't seen any response back, so I presume that we're gonna keep going. I did tell that to our sales guy, my sales guy, and he said that go ahead and just process the design and get everything ready to go for pricing mid this week. So that's what I ended up doing this morning and earlier this afternoon just to finish that off. The design itself is about 90% done. I just had to break down a couple of things and confirm a couple of things, but it's in the system now. I'm just gonna update the first thing tomorrow morning and do the labor analysis on it. And I have two more projects that I need to finish off this week before the long weekend. Yes, it is the long weekend. Finally, it's Victoria Day weekend, so also known as 2/4. So, yeah. So either way, I have to get that sorted out, ready to go for my deadline, my personal deadline, Friday. So next week I don't have to rush. I also have an ongoing thing for another job, so I gotta finish that off this week as well too. It's nothing minor. It's pretty minor, but it just needs to get done. So yeah, and because I have a couple of meetings scheduled for this week, they're industry meetings, manufacturer meetings. I'm definitely be canceling them because there's no point for me going because I have so much stuff I need to get done by the end of this week. So it's kind of crappy. I really want to go check it out and mingle with my fellow peers, but because of deadlines, it's just annoying that I have to postpone it because I'm not going to Vegas. So it's just nice to get in touch with them, have a meeting with them, and at least I don't have to worry about what's happening in Vegas. So it just makes my life a lot easier. But unfortunately, that's not going to work out very well from my end. So it is what it is. Either way, I just have to button everything up before the long weekend, so I don't have to worry about it the following weekend. Yeah. Yeah. Well, tomorrow I'm gonna try to have lunch outside, depending on the weather. I haven't really checked the weather. There is a police car just passed by. Yeah, I have. I'm gonna see if I can just eat outside for lunch tomorrow because if I get everything sorted out tomorrow morning, I can actually take about an hour lunch to be outside and put my feet up and just have fun outside for a bit, get some sun. Hopefully, it's sunny tomorrow. But yeah, usually this time of year is very, very all over the place weather-wise. So yeah. Either way, long weekend will be fun. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be very busy because our new cat is arriving this Friday, so I have to get the place ready as well too. On top of that too, Mark is going to the vet to get a spa day for him. So in other words, a little bit of trimming, a little bit of shaving. So he normally gets a spa treatment every quarter, just to freshen up his derriere. So, but yeah, no, it's gonna be nice for him. But I do have to schedule his medis his GABA pen, so it rolls around his schedule. So little bit is a little bit of timing on my end for that one. But overall, not a bad day. Not a bad day. Wow, messages are coming nonstop. It is 6:11 p.m. and forgot to mention several times that because summer's hitting in southern Ontario, and we are officially in standard time, the sun doesn't go down until 9 o'clock at night, possibly later on. This is officially throwing me off. It's a good off, not a bad off. It's a good off. Last night, I started to get ready for bed around 9 p.m. And I looked outside, and it's still sun. Not sun, but it's still bright outside. And I keep forgetting that during summer in Toronto, Southern Ontario, to be precise, it's bright. Don't get me wrong, I have no problems with that. I remember when I was living in Banff during the summer, I did not turn on my lights at all while driving. The sun comes out around 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, or even earlier, and doesn't go down until 10 o'clock at night. And that took me a while to get used to. It was a great experience, though. It was like, I remember going to work, not even turning on my lights, going home without turning on my lights, and there's times that I was just like, I literally sleep with blinders on, dark blinds, because it was just too bright. And I remember, I remember, because my sister and I moved to Banff. She moved there first before I did, and we became then we ended up being roommates together. And I remember I went home around 5 o'clock, 5:30, took a nap. And when she got home, she walked in and then to find out if I'm sleeping or not. I woke up at 9, thinking it's 9 o'clock in the morning the next day. She had to calm me down and say, "Hey, no, you're fine. You're fine. It's just it's just time. It's just sun's still out. The sun's still out." So it took me a while. That was my first time experiencing that kind of daylight. Okay, and last night I felt the same way too, because I looked outside. It was still bright. It was not bright, but it was bright enough that's like threw me off big time. And it was a great surprise. It was very, very cool, right? And it was just caught me off guard. But yeah, well, a little recap of the day. I went outside. It was beautiful. It was great. Now I'm just started dinner. I decided to make to do an entry before I called it a day, and and I think I know what to do going forward regarding camping with Lenny. The podcast does work. Everyone loves it. I just checked my stats. It's still being downloaded. It's still being listened. It's still being watched on YouTube and listened in all the platform. That's a good thing. And I want to do more with that channel. So I am on the verge of transforming it a bit. Transforming in a good way. Because if you ending up listening or watching Camping with Lenny, you just go to any YouTube or any podcast type Camping with Lenny, you'll find me. I was experimenting a lot, especially last year regarding content. And I was like sitting on the weekend. Sitting on the weekend for the past 3 months, trying to figure out how to make it better or to make it more, yeah, I think that's better. The best way to describe it is better, and better content, better overall experience, and all that good stuff. So I decided, I'm not going to tell you right now, but I decided to change it up a bit, and I'm in the process of doing that right now. The other thing that I talked about doing some video content on the audio log portion, but I decided to not do that. The good thing about doing an audio log like this is the point of it since the beginning is to tell stories through spoken words, not through moving pictures, because the you have a tendency to concentrate more when you're listening rather than just watching, and it's safe for work as well too. And yeah, the content for both channels will be going forward. At least it's going to be very directional. The audio log will be the same format all the way through. It's just my thoughts throughout the day, and a recap of what I did today or whatever. And it's gonna stay as as an audio format, because it's more sustainable in my opinion rather than video every day. So yeah, it's gonna be definitely gonna be audio based. It's kind of funny though, because the audio log, this one you're listening to, I was looking at the stats for YouTube, because it gets pushed to YouTube, and the regular traditional podcast distribution. I'm getting more. Well, I'm getting more downloads slash views in YouTube than anywhere else. And that's actually, to be honest with you, I was very surprised about that. And if you are listening to this on YouTube, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, it's pretty interesting what I'm seeing. And I just want to say thank you for all that. I really do appreciate that. And yeah, it's just really cool. Like, it's so cool. I'm very happy with that. And I am going to keep publishing in both audio format on a in a traditional podcast, and same time moving it and same time distributing it through YouTube, because it's a format that it's there, and it's widely used, and I definitely want to distribute this audio log podcast more and more, right? And I definitely want to start leveraging YouTube more regarding interaction between myself and you guys, right? And yeah, still trying to figure that part out, but yeah, it's moving on. It's moving along. It's definitely moving along, and yeah. The other thing as well too that I do want to start putting together. I do have my notes, but I still have to start putting it as a real episode. Is my review of the Tascam Porter Capture 8. The reason why I do want to do a full review on this, because more and more podcasters, more and more recordists, videographer uses this recorder, and there's things that I've seen that no one's really talking about. So I'm putting it together. I'm definitely going to be providing a proper review, a very honest review of this product. And I have a lot of things to say about this product. And there are goods and there are bads, and there's things that you just probably don't know about. So that will be coming out soon. Again, I'm still in the middle of putting that together to make sure I have all my information correctly before I vomit all the words out and just go at it. But that's gonna be coming soon. It's gonna be a very honest review. I don't want to sugarcoat everything. This is gonna be why I bought this, why I like about this, what I don't like about this. A lot of like WTF in the on the review itself. So I'm hoping that Tascam will listen to this podcast, to that episode, and just give me an honest contact back and explain the reasons. If they want to go into this podcast and talk about this, I'm definitely welcome you guys, welcome them to have an honest discussion about it. So yeah, that's gonna be coming up soon. and hopefully it's gonna be a mind blowing experience. And yeah, so it's 6:21, so I'm just gonna call it a day now and finish cooking dinner. And by the time wifey comes home, we'll just eat and relax for the rest of the night. Talk to you guys later.